Happy Friday, Rockland! I'm Taylor.
And I'm Jameson. It's Friday, March 1st, a Silver Flex Day. Now that it's March, there's only 3 more weeks until spring break, and also only 3 weeks until the end of the third quarter. This year is flying by, but before we know it, it's going to be boiling hot outside again.
And with that, let's get started with this week's Friday show.
Next up, here's your This Week in Sports.
What's up, Rockland? I'm Cohen.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is your Week in Sports. We're starting to head into our spring sports, which means wrestling, girls soccer, girls basketball, and boys basketball are all over. And a big congratulations to all those teams for having amazing seasons. Let's watch this featured athlete on Tyler Swinton made by our featured athlete team.
Wrestlers motivated by reminding them constantly that the harder they work, the more they show up, the better wrestlers they end up becoming, and the more success they will have in the postseason, and may even potentially qualify to wrestle in the prestigious state wrestling tournament.
I think just being on varsity this year and coming out, having fun.
So my favorite thing about Tyler is his off-the-wall third grade humor. But seriously, it's really how hard he works in the room and how far he has come over the past 2 years.
And a huge shout out to Gemma Templeman for winning first in state for girls wrestling. Gemma created school history and is the school's first ever state champion. What a way to enter senior season. Our wrestling team has a lot of talent, including Chase Baker, who competed in Masters.
Girls basketball finished with a record of 15-14 during break. There's a ton of talented players on this team, and a big congratulations on a great season.
Girls soccer ended their season with 11 wins, 5 ties, and 5 losses. Their season came to a close in the Division II semifinal playoff game against Granite Bay. Although coming short, their season was a fun one to watch.
Boys basketball finished their season with a record of 28-4. This season was incredibly remarkable with an amazing overall season record. Coach Taylor's 500 wins and making it to the state championship playoff run. This season, the team was filled with so many talented players and athletes. Congratulations to the staff, parents, and athletes that worked so hard.
With all of winter sports now ending, let's take a look back at winter sports by Ashley. We now have spring sports starting up strong.
We have a total of 11 sports. Yes, 11. So be prepared to see us a lot.
We have track, boys tennis, girls beach volleyball, softball, baseball, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, boys volleyball, stunt, boys golf, and swim.
Good luck to all of our spring sports athletes this year.
Girls softball had their first preseason game last Friday over the break, beating Elk Grove 9-2. They had 2 more games this week, taking Pleasant Grove to 9 innings pitched by freshman Peyton Pryor, but unfortunately ended with a tough loss of 0-1. We finished with Roseville winning 7-0 with home runs from both sophomore Savannah Lorenzini and senior Cindy Barker. Our girls have another game tonight at Vista Del Lago. Good luck, ladies.
Girls and boys lacrosse beat Christian Brothers this past week, and our boys play St. Mary's of Stockton at their stadium.
Baseball had their first game Wednesday at River City High School. Our boys had a great game, winning 5-4 with Cash Brennan going 2 for 3 with a double and Grant Munoz with a triple. They played next Tuesday at Roseville. Good luck, boys.
That's all for this week in sports.
See you next week, Rockland.
Yesterday marked the final day of Black History Month. In this next segment, Coach Kenny sits down with Damian Barling to discuss Black History Month. Damian Barling is the host of the 102.5 KSFM, which is on every weekday from 3 to 7 p.m., as well as hosting a podcast called The Corners of the Culture. Let's listen to Damian's thoughts on stretching Black History Month past February.
You've been talking about voices, and if I'm being completely honest with you, as a white man, I struggle with my voice during Black History Month. You know, how do I appropriately honor Black History Month? And so I guess, you know, I'm not the only one probably struggling with that. So I guess my question for you is, what would you say to people who are struggling with honoring Black History Month? How can we best appropriately do it with our actions? And keeping that in mind as the month of February ends and we just move on to life.
This is a true story. I hate Black History Month. Like, I absolutely hate it. And part of the reason is this. There's this like extreme focus on Black history for the month of February, which is fantastic. Like, that part is terrific. But there's this hyper focus on it because for the other 11 months of the year, there's not. And there's also this belief that, well, Black history is separate from American history. And it's like, why is that? Why is Tommy Smith and John Carlos Black history and not American history? Why is Muhammad Ali Black history and not American history? Why are any of the individuals we talked about today Black history and not American history? And to answer your first, I can't speak for other people, but I know I can speak for you. You are how this whole process should work, because you have a genuine interest in this type of stuff, not in February, but in life. You have a genuine interest in things that you might not know about, like the amount of books that you've read, the amount of conversations that we've had, you know, over the last 3 or 4 years. That's who you are as a person. You shouldn't feel like you're struggling to find your voice. You specifically, because you can have conversations with anyone, Black or white, about a variety of different subjects. The problem comes along when someone, you know, heads to like a Wikipedia page and tries to have a conversation with someone that they really don't like fully understand the context about with someone who does, right? And that's the nature of Black History Month in February. It's like you're cramming for a test that you hope, you know, you can remember for the rest of the year. You absorb, you're how you do it. You asked me, like, how do you do this? How do you stretch this past February? You're the example of how you do it. You read the books, you listen to the podcast. If there's something that you don't understand, you make an attempt to understand it. You're one of the most well-versed people on these different subjects that I know, Black or white. You have a strong voice in this. And I think what happens with other people is they don't have that same curiosity that you do. They have that forced curiosity in February. And it's like, okay, what can we learn about? And it's the joke. There's Blackish episodes over this. It's a running joke that everyone knows. It's February, so let's get Harriet Tubman ready and Dr. King and you know the same 5 or 6 people that we talk about every year. And you've got to be able to venture out, right? You've got to learn. I push people every year now. Don't learn. If you want to celebrate Dr. King every January, man, that's fantastic. I promise you, my dude gave more than one speech. Start with the letter from Birmingham jail. If you want to read something, read that, because then you'll learn about why this country found Martin Luther King so dangerous. Learn about Malcolm X, not just Malcolm X, the Muslim that you know. Learn about Malcolm X at the end of his life and learn how close he and Dr. King were to aligning together at that time. Learn that stuff. Learn about Tommy Smith and John Carlos, not just about the iconic picture and the sprinters. Learn about what happened to Peter Norman, the white guy in the middle, who went through just as much hell as those other two did. Just take the time to learn throughout the year. Take the time to read about things that you might be curious. Learn about Dr. Harry Edwards and how important he was to the civil rights movements in the 60s. Learn about Harry Belafonte. A lot of like really kind of behind the scenes people. Harry Belafonte was a big reason the March on Washington happened, where the I Have a Dream speech took place. I mean, there's so much that you can learn outside of the month of February. There's so much you can learn just as a part of history that you should take time to understand and read about and kind of exercise those curiosities, because you'll find some incredible things along the way. You'll find some incredible messages along the way. And you set the blueprint, in my opinion, for how you do that.
Thank you for your time and your voice. I don't know. I just knew that your voice was powerful. And so I really wanted to have you on and ask you some questions. And I just appreciate you sharing. And I think Rockland High School is really going to benefit from hearing what you have to say. So thank you, Damian Barley.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm a fan of Rockland High School. Let's go. Thunder up, baby. Come on.
For anyone interested in taking part of ROTC, here's a little promo from them.
The Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, commonly known as AFJROTC, is a program unique to Rockland Unified School District, and we are the only junior ROTC program in all of Placer County. It's a cadet-led program, so they walk in the classroom door, we put them in positions where they get to lead and run the class.
Room 10, cut.
Everybody talks about kind of how hard it is to like find your place in high school, but I feel like ROTC genuinely does give you a place to find yourself, because it's this safe space where you can grow.
It's the type of environment that pushes you to be better.
I grew up in Sacramento and I transferred here my sophomore year, so that's kind of given me this new opportunity to develop and grow.
We basically focus on leadership, followership skills, attention to detail, problem solving.
We do quite a few different community events as well, which is really great, just to work with these other organizations, because not only are we giving back, but it also helps us to grow as individuals as well through our leadership and our management of those events.
And they absolutely love it. If we ask for volunteers on a Saturday to do a park cleanup or volunteer at the Hot Chili Cool Cars event in Rockland, the sign-up lists are 2 pages. So they love that camaraderie that they get.
I look back at my freshman year and I'm this scared freshman. Now flash forward to my senior year and I'm that person who's leading the new cadets. I feel like it grew me as a person and grew my character more than any other class I feel like would.
It's a huge family, and that's exactly it. The biggest thing I think that turned people away from our program is they think that we're recruiters. There is no commitment to join the military. My hope is that we can continue to grow and give back to Rockland and surrounding areas in the way that they support us.
Take the leap. If you're on the fence about joining, I genuinely would just say, take the leap.
March is National Reading Month. It's a whole month to help us either revive or reinforce our reading habits and celebrate. Here's a segment on the importance of reading.
While English classes may decrease your motivation to read outside the classroom, there are actually a lot of hidden benefits to reading. According to a poll conducted by Gallup, a company that uses polls to track Americans' opinions about social topics, the average American reads about 12 books a year according to 2021 data, which is the lowest number ever recorded since the annual survey began in 1990. Many people see reading as a chore and associate it with a grade due to their English classes, and thus choose not to read as frequently, therefore missing out on many reading benefits. A 2016 study published in the Social Science and Medicine found that reading books can help increase your lifespan, reducing mortality by 20%. Reading can also help us become more empathetic towards others, as we have more opportunities to open up ourselves to experiences and perspectives that books can provide. In a 2013 study published by Science.org, it found that readers of literary fiction were better understanding each other's feelings. It is also an exercise for the brain and helps increase your vocabulary and reading skills. Licensed psychotherapist Zoe Shaw also notes that reading is connected to meditation, allowing us to decrease our stress levels. Reading can also make you smarter, as most books encourage critical thinking and can improve your knowledge. Reading on a device isn't the same as reading physically. While watching TV and scrolling social media may be engrossing, it doesn't provide the same calm escape that reading a book does. A 2020 study in the Nature of Science and Sleep found that using a mobile device for 30 minutes before bed can lead to decreased sleep quality, while reading a book does the opposite and improves it. March 2nd is the birthday of famous author Dr. Seuss, and his birthday is celebrated worldwide as a way to help promote reading habits. National Read Across America Day is a great day to start picking up a new reading habit.
The opening for the winter musical, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, was Wednesday. It's been such a great performance with so many talented actors and actresses. Let's check out a preview of the musical.
Just have courage and memorize the simple rules in the chapters that follow. If you truly wish to be among the lucky golden few, you can.
I can! How to apply for a job. How to advance from the mailroom. How to sit down at a desk. How to dictate memorandums. How to develop executive style. How to commute in a 3-button suit with that weary executive smile. This book is all that I need. How to
Now here's your announcements for the day.
ASB applications for the 24-25 school year are open and due back Friday, March 15th. Check out the activities page on the RHS website for more information.
How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying opened last Wednesday. There are performances today and tomorrow at 7 p.m. and tomorrow and Sunday at 2 p.m. Come support the cast, crew, and orchestra. You saw the preview earlier in the show, and you don't want to miss it.
Attention Cybersecurity Club. We'll be having a weekly meeting at lunch in J7. It's important that you be there, so we will be settling teams, and some of you will be able to work in the PC lab. So it will be important for everyone to attend.
That's it for today.
Have a great weekend, Rockland.